Dolls, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Lincy P, and if you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by, and if you've been here before, hey girl, hey, it's nice to see you again. Today is October 5th, and this week marks the first week of us going into Q4 of 2024, and I've started a new thing where I took the first week of the quarter to fast and just really spend time with God. And so for this fast, my intention was around discipline in terms of my finances. If you've been rocking with me for a while, this is not the first time we've had this conversation. This time last year, I just wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling myself. I didn't feel like I had discipline in any area of my life. I wasn't happy with that. I felt like that was standing in the way of where I was and the woman that I really want to be, the woman that I desire to be. There's no way I'm going to achieve that without getting a grasp on some discipline. There were a couple different areas where I really wanted to build that discipline. One of it being my faith walk and just being more consistent with that. Secondly, in terms of finding, work-life balance and managing my time, and kind of put down some of my workaholic tendencies and discipline in my finances. And now we have made it almost a year since I said that prayer, had that moment with God, and I've seen progression in every area except my finances. And that's what really led me to kick off my Q4 with this kind of financial focus fast and really just seeking God in that way for direction and just, break some things off of me that's prohibiting me or standing in my way of conquering this. And in particular, when it comes to fashion, beauty, all of the things that I love. So that's what we're going to be talking about in this video, and kind of reflecting on how we got here and what steps I'm going to be taking to change this. And I'm really sharing this with you all because I know we've built a community around me sharing those things. And don't get me wrong, we're still going to be sharing those things. It's just going to be in a different way. And I know I can't be the only person out there struggling with this. And it's really easy, I think, to fall into, I'm gonna just call it what it is, shopping addiction or really bad spending habits when you really do love fashion, beauty, all of the things. But on the flip end, after we open up the packages, after we get that, your order confirmation, if you're anything like me, you're excited, you're tracking the shipment label, you're waiting for the postman at the door, doing unboxings, sharing all of the fashions and the thrills, styling it. But then next month's bills hit, or you're looking at your budget next month, or you're looking at that credit card statement, but all of those things add up, and now you're looking at the end of the month like, girl, what have we done? And if you're anything like me, I'm not taking it back. I like what I bought, so now I gotta figure this out. And that feeling of anxiety, that feeling of regret, that feeling of embarrassment, that feeling of like, how did I get here, is not an enjoyable experience. And it's starting to make shopping just, I'm not gonna say not as fun, girl, because I still love to shop, but it's starting to create some anxiety that I'm not here for it. So for as long as I can remember, I have always loved to shop, and I watched my mom do it. So my mom was a woman of like very few hobbies. She went to work, she went to church, and the only time that I saw like a lot of excitement outside of like, her serving in the church and all of that is when she was shopping. She would really come alive, and it was an opportunity for us to bond over like looking at the pretty things, and we would spend hours in the aisles at the store while she decompressed and went to shop. She didn't always buy things. We did a whole lot of window shopping growing up, which is kind of like something that I did adopt a little bit later on. I think that's kind of where it started for me. It was just an enjoyable family experience, but obviously I was a kid, so I didn't have money of my own to spend. And when I did start working, I got my first job at 14, working at Old Navy. I didn't have any bills. My money only went to two things. I did get my own phone at that time, and my parents were like, we're not buying you a phone. If you want a phone, you could buy it and pay the bill. So I got me like a little, I think it was Cricket or Boost Mobile or something like that, one of those phones, and I paid that bill. And then everything that I spent basically went right back to Old Navy, girl. Anything that I found that was on sale that I really liked, I would throw my money there. At that time, Wet Seal was really popular. My sister used to work up a couple stores up at Baker's in the mall, so I would go and see her and see, what shoes and stuff they had at Baker's. And I was never really saving for anything. There was always the safety net of my parents being there, and they took care of everything. So what did I need to save for? My money was for me to enjoy. That was the first time that I think I really correlated money with the ability to buy the things that I want. So started working at Old Navy and doing a little bit of shopping there. That was like what, middle school, going into high school. Then when I got into high school, I started doing hair. I did hair for like my classmates, both me and my sister. We would do hair for our classmates and even some of the staff at our high school. So we was making pretty decent money, and girl, we weren't saving any of that. We're always at the mall, always shopping at little places like Discovery and Forever 21, and all of our money went right back into us like looking cute. But back then you physically had to go to the mall, so like the mall was my happy place. Even if I wasn't buying anything and if I wasn't working, I would just go look, like go and see what's new, what's coming up. Okay, when I get paid again, I'm gonna buy this. Like always making plans to buy something. Shopping was an escape. It made me feel good, but I didn't do as much of it when I got into high school because I had so many other things going on. I was a cheerleader, and so practice and games took up so much of my time. If I wasn't at school, I was at practice. If I wasn't at practice, we were at a game. So there was very limited time. By the time we got out of practice, it was like 8-9 o'clock. The mall is closed, and back then it wasn't no online shopping. Like if you had to go in stores. High school, I think, kind of limited how much I was able to spend in terms of shopping, and it wasn't until I got to college that I really kind of picked the habit back up again because I had so much free time in college. So my freshman year in college is kind of where I discovered the online shopping thing. I remember my friend Janae, rest in peace to her, she's no longer with us, but I remember when I first met her, she had these jeans on and they looked so good. I was like, girl, where'd you get these jeans? Because where I went to school was in the boonies. I'm like, there's nowhere to shop here. And so I had asked her where she got her jeans, and she told me Fashion Nova. This was the first time I ever heard about Fashion Nova. So I said, oh, okay, is that like is it a scam? Like, you mean you bought this off the internet? Like, girl, how you knew they was gonna take your money? But she was like, no, you know, I've gotten quite a few pair of jeans from there, like you should check it out. So I went and I checked it out, and I found a couple of other online places that opened a world of possibilities to me. It just fulfilled all of my dreams because I could not get my in-person fix anymore, but because there was nowhere on my campus to shop. Now the light bulbs are on. I'm like, oh, I can get whatever I want. I feel like there's two types of online shoppers: people who stop when they find what they're looking for immediately, and people who go through all 107 tabs just to make sure that they didn't miss anything, to make sure that not only am I getting what I need, but I'm getting the best of the best because I looked at everything. That was me. That was me. So that was my freshman year when my mind was like opened up to the possibilities of online shopping. But I didn't work my freshman year, so you know, money was real tight. We didn't have all of that. Then I transferred schools my sophomore year, and if you guys haven't already heard the story, I had a pretty traumatic experience, and that led me to getting really busy. I picked up like 3 jobs, one of them at the mall, 2 of them on campus. I joined every single club, but because I was working 3 jobs and I didn't have anything but my phone bill to pay, I had a lot more disposable income, and now I was introduced to the concept of online shopping. When I tell you there was a package every week, there's a package every week. Then after I stopped working those 3 jobs, I got a leasing agent's job, which paid as much of those 3 jobs combined plus commission, and I got a discount on my housing. So y'all know the girl was shopping. So I was at the store at least once a week. I would take the bus, go to the mall and see what's new, and I would never come back empty-handed. And just the thrill of like finding new things, learning how to style them, learning my personal style, getting compliments from people on like, oh my gosh, I love your outfit. Like, I would have never thought to put that together. From start to finish, I found myself in this cycle, and I was in bliss, complete and utter bliss. My bills were paid, I look fly, and I have not a care in the world. I'm making money, saving none of it, y'all. Saving none of it. But I look good, I got a roof over my head, and I got food. What else do I need? Nothing. then of course you guys know I became a mom. And once you become a mom, your perspective on life totally changes. Now it's not just about me, it's about this other whole person that like we gotta care for, we gotta provide for, we gotta make plans for. I have to now start thinking about the future, and now I'm looking at my future, and I'm not gonna say I started to feel like, where is the money gonna come from? I didn't necessarily feel that way. I kind of always lived with like, it's gonna work out. The money will come. It will come to me. And it always has. God has always provided. He's always taken care of us, or put us in positions to be able to take care of ourselves and Jenny. That has never been a problem. But some of that mindset of like, the money's always going to come, money's always going to be there, I kind of use that to set myself up to shop even more. Then y'all, I start working at Sephora. My job was to like learn about the new products, help women find products that work for them, and sell to these women. But y'all, I swear I spent more time shopping and testing out the new products on myself and spending my own money more than helping other people. Like, I love Sephora, but I promise you, everything I made from that job went right back to them. I was doing that and working the leasing agent job at the same time when I had Jenny, and trying to figure out, okay, what do I want to do in my life? And I was also doing an internship with Northwestern Mutual, which does financial services. And that internship literally changed my life. Literally changed my life. Prior to that internship, I just knew I was going to be a broke social worker for the rest of my life. I just wanted to help people. Money didn't matter. And then I had that internship and realized how much money matters in terms of like your family stability, quality of life, choice, time freedom. I mean, I was having conversations with millionaires every day and really understanding what a powerful tool money is. But I could never make my money habits and my new knowledge and understanding of how much of a powerful tool money could be, I could never make them like combine. Maybe about 1.5 years after Jenny was born, I ended up quitting Sephora, and it was after I quit that I finally was like, let me just see how much money I spent. And so I tallied up everything that was in my Sephora history, and y'all, I could have bought a car or put a down payment on a pretty good car. I think by that time, between when I first discovered Sephora and when I had Jenny, about $17,000 is what I spent at Sephora as a college student. As a college student. I saw that number and you would think like, wow, that's a pretty jarring number. Did you change your spending habits then? Absolutely not. Y'all have been here on this channel. Y'all have seen my Sephora hauls. Your girl didn't change any spending habits at all. I started making more money, getting more bills, but paying those bills and spending it all the way up until now. That's how I've been operating. And not only that, to make the situation even worse, now credit cards are involved. So that mindset of like, oh, the money will come, it will come. I'm swiping, and now I'm in a situation where I'm not gonna say I can't get out of it, but the debt is definitely causing me some anxiety, and there's guilt, a little bit of shame if I'm being honest, and just feeling like, okay, I have to make a change. I have to make a change because, like I said, God has put me in position consistently to make the money. It's not that I'm not making the money. He's put me in position to obtain the knowledge, whether it's through that internship that literally changed my life. Then I went on to become a financial advisor for a year. So I was literally helping people estate plan, do their budgets, you know, connecting them with accountants who can help them figure out taxes and how to save on taxes and insurance planning, literally everything, all of the different pieces of financial tools of how to create your financial picture. I was helping adults twice my age on their way to retirement figure this out, and I couldn't do it for myself. I couldn't do it for myself because I just love to shop. And when it came between shopping and savings, I was going to choose the thing over my future self every single time. And it sounds crazy to say out loud, but that is the honest truth. Is like, sometimes you know better and you don't always do better just because you know better. And so I think turning 30 after living that way my entire 20s and looking back and looking at the position that God has put me in now and still looking at myself of like, okay, when you were making this much, I'm just throwing these numbers out. This is not how much I make. But let's say it was like, okay, I came out of college and I was making $35,000. Now I'm making $75,000. Yet my financial picture still looks the same way it did when I was making $30,000. Nothing has changed. Something's got to give. I just knew, similar to like I said in the beginning, I cannot continue to take this behavior into the next stage of my life if I want to build and create the dream life that I really, really want. And it has become very difficult to look at my financial situation and know that 90% of it isn't even here anymore. I wasted my money on things that I didn't keep because I was good for a declutter. I spent all of that money in college, and then when it was time for me to enter in the workforce, the things that I wore in college are no longer acceptable to wear day to day in the workforce. So that is hundreds, if not thousands of dollars of that entire wardrobe just gone because I can't wear it that way. Like I wasn't thinking longevity when I bought these things. I was just thinking, oh, this is cute. Now I gotta go to my big girl job and I don't have nothing to wear. So I got rid of all of that, refilled my closet again, and it just became a cycle. Now I shop a lot more intentional in the things that I buy. I don't have to declutter nearly as much. Like I think this season the things that I decluttered was like not even a bag full of stuff, and it really is because of weight gain and things just not fitting anymore, and I don't really have a desire to be that particular size again, so I can go ahead and give it away. But it really wasn't that much stuff because I know my personal style. I've come into myself as a woman, and I'm buying things that will stay with me for years to come. But it's time for us to reel it in. It's time for us to reel it in. I don't want to be a slave to anything, and that absolutely includes shopping. And I think I had this epiphany with makeup first, but once I kind of settled into that, I've been able to kind of put that down. Like I don't go and just walk around and see what's new in Sephora for fun. Even though I'm on Beauty Talk and Beauty Instagram and see new launches, I know what works for me. I know what I like. So I'm not like super quick to test and try everything. But now that I feel like I kind of got it under control in the makeup aspect, my focus just shifted and went right back into clothes. Especially when, like I said, you're trying to develop your personal style and really, really hone into that. The first thing that you feel like you have to do is shop. When in reality, that is not the first thing that you should do. And I'm definitely going to make a video going more in depth about how to find your personal style. But really the first thing that you should do is shop your closet. You really shouldn't be shopping at all. You should be assessing what you have and seeing how you feel in that stuff, and then going from there. But over time I was able to find my personal style and really hone in on that. But now it's to the point where it's like, okay girl, we've maxed out the credit cards. Klarna and Affirm has got us in a chokehold, and I'm looking at my paycheck and how much money I make and how much of that is going to debt repayment for shopping, and it's upsetting me and my homegirls. It's really upsetting me because I could be living a totally different life if I didn't put myself in this situation, and I'm gonna get out of it. It's nothing I can't get out of, but y'all, it's like 50% of my income is going to debt repayment. I think it's time that I start to tap into self-control as one of the fruits of the spirit. Like, I really need to have self-control. And this fast and just this reflection and really taking a look at all of that this year has got me to this point where it's like I'm sick of my own shit. So I'm making this video because y'all, I'm doing a no buy for the entire quarter. I'm doing a no buy for Q4. We're 5 days in and it's already kicking my ass. So I'm going to start switching the type of content that I consume and to get some tips and tricks on how to be successful at this. We're doing absolutely no shopping for Q4. I want to preface this now. You guys are going to see this video first because I did do a lot of shopping in Q3. So you will see some hauls, but that's going to be hauls of everything that I bought prior to doing this fast, and I'm gonna put everything that I can towards debt repayment and savings. So that's kind of where I'm at. I know it's pretty extreme, but I'm still gonna allow myself to do other things that I enjoy, like, you know, going out to eat and things like that. But so this quarter, your girl is gonna be doing no shopping until 2025. Girl, pray for me. I'm mostly making this video to hold myself accountable and also to like bring you guys on this journey with me. I'm really excited because it's gonna force me to get a little bit more out of my element when it comes to creating content, and instead of doing hauls, maybe doing more like fashion analysis or styling videos. And it's also gonna be a test as to whether or not I really have found my personal style. Because if I found my personal style, I should be able to not shop for 3 months and still give the girls looks. I'm really excited to see if I know myself as well as I think I know myself, and to kind of take you guys on this journey and see what this evolves into in terms of content. And in 2025, be on a path to just be more of a conscious consumer, develop better spending habits, and really start walking into my purpose and being able to now establish myself financially as a woman. And I'm excited to see what doors that will open up for me, being obedient and doing the things that I know I should do, because there's no way that God gave me all that knowledge for me to be doing all this tomfoolery. No, he wanted me to do something with it, and I haven't necessarily been a good steward. That's what I'm looking for. I haven't been a good steward of the knowledge that I've had access to. It's time to put my money where my mouth is and practice what I was preaching to all these people and get my own financial situation right. A couple of tools that have really helped me solidify myself on this path is this book. This is How to Heal Your Relationship with Money. I got this off Amazon. It's by Cara Stevens. It's about understanding your money why, let go of past financial dysfunction, and make peace with your money life in just 28 days. I've only gotten through day like 4 of this, and it has already given me so much insights as to why I move the way that I move with money, what money beliefs are actually even really mine, or things that I had inherited from my parents, from society, and really internalize some of that stuff. So I'm gonna keep working through this book. And then another resource that has really helped me in this week, this 5 days, is the Wealthy Woman's podcast. Especially if you are a Christian woman and trying to figure out your financial situation and how to do money God's way. That podcast, I will have it linked down below. And then I will also be using the Bible app and doing plans in there that focus on finance, focus on things like generosity in terms of heart posture, and then the fruits of the spirit. Anything that can kind of help me feed my spirit man in terms of self-control to help me get through these 90 days. So I'm just going to continue to do that. And then not related to finances, but just related to my goals, becoming the woman that I want to become. I'm also utilizing this devotional. I absolutely love this devotional. I've been using it off and on for quite some time. So I'm just going to continue to work through this as another way to kind of stay in check and really balance myself out in terms of locking in my purpose. I found that this devotional is really good at that. So as I come across those people, I'll definitely share them with you all. But that is kind of what I'm going to be doing to keeping myself on track for the next 90 days. If you want to join me on this and we want to make it kind of like a challenge or a community type thing, let me know. I'd absolutely be down to doing that. We can do maybe like monthly check-ins. I'm thinking of doing a series of like the things that I almost broke my no by for. I'm keeping tracks of like all the times that I almost checked out, and probably gonna tally up at the end of each month how much I would have spent if I did those impulse purchases. So yeah, let me know if you guys would be interested in something like that. Hopefully y'all stay with me on this journey. But we're still gonna be doing fashion, we're still gonna be doing makeup, we're still gonna be doing all the things. It's just gonna look a little different. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you beautiful people in my next one. Bye y'all.